from Experience Jackson, Marketing and Development Manager Rachel Buchanan, and from Experience Jackson and the Chamber, President and CEO Ryan Tarrant. Welcome to the show.
Hello, thank you.
Yeah, nice
Great
to see
to be
you.
here.
Congratulations on the great Night of Distinction that you guys held a couple weeks ago.
Appreciate it. This is another sold-out event.
Yeah, it was awesome. So your first major chamber event that you presided, although you were at JAXPO, but this one you had your hands in the development of it.
Yeah, it's a whole year of firsts for me. So, but it's been great. All of the events have been great that we've had so far. We've seen a lot of sellouts. The MLK Diversity Breakfast as well. So, on to the next one.
Nice. And yeah, you've been here a few months, and I would say you've already become immersed in the community. I met your wife the other day. She's joined Jackson College as part of their team, so I know they're very excited to have her there.
Yeah, she's much better than I am. So,
well, Rachel, your job is to get people to visit our community and to keep people in our community. I think overall, it's been made easier with the various things we've got happening. But you've got something up your sleeve.
I do. I'm so excited. This is something that in this specific way is new to Jackson. And in April, we will be having an official Jackson County Restaurant Week.
Restaurant Week.
Woo!
Wow.
I think it's a birthday bell. I love it. Thank you.
Well, it's the first ever, and I think people have heard about Detroit and Ann Arbor, and even Marshall started one this year, so it's about time.
Yeah, well, there have been similar events. Restaurant Rally, the Chamber used to put on, and different things like that, dipped into it in different ways. But yeah, this will be 5 straight days of participating restaurants offering entrees at a certain price level. We're going to keep it at $15. You can go in the restaurant, enjoy that meal, that entree. And as you do, you have the opportunity to get your punch card punched and possibly win some prizes after too.
Nice. We were just in the Outer Banks, and they have something similar in December with Christmas, and it's a bar crawl, but it's a month-long thing, and it's been huge. It really brings in a lot of business.
Yeah. Well, the nice thing is, I mean, if you're going to visit our community, whether you're local or coming in from far away, you've got to eat at some point. And so specifically, we've been working behind the scenes with the guys over at Grand River Brewery. And the whole goal is to make sure that this is something that's fun, it's affordable, and it gets some good food in your belly. So we're excited about that. Actually, on Tuesday, we're going to be hosting a meeting for interested restaurants. We're looking for all of Jackson County. So let's get some people from over in Clark Lake or Brooklyn, Concord, wherever that may be, and the people have a really nice selection of places to go and to be able to enjoy that during that week.
I think we've become a really good restaurant town.
Yeah, yeah.
Now, a restaurant might be watching and thinking, oh my gosh, I want to be part of this.
That's your opportunity. Yeah, it'll be this Tuesday, 2 o'clock, Tuesday, February 20th, at 2 o'clock at Grand River Brewery. He's going to bring out a few snacks, so there's the first dip into some food there. But if you're interested, that's the information meeting, and then they'll have about a week or so to sign on. And we're hoping to get a whole handful of restaurants involved with us, so it's going to be pretty good.
All right, so you've got a week picked out for Restaurant Week?
Yep, the actual restaurant week will be April 8th through the 12th. It's a Monday through Friday.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, that'll be here before you know it.
Yeah, it's going to be fast. It's going to be so good, though.
Cool. So you guys share offices, you share a lot of things, and you're now wanting to share your expertise with the business community. How so?
That's right. When I came on board, one of the things I realized was Experience Jackson has access to all of this data. Where are people coming from when they come and visit for all of our different festivals and events and things that happen in the community. And so we disseminate those to our hoteliers, to our board. But I think there's some opportunity there. We were talking before we got started about how tough it is to spend marketing dollars and to know that they're being used wisely, used well, and they've got some impact. And so, if we're able to share some of that information with the business community in this sort of unique partnership between Experience Jackson and the Chamber, we obviously want to do that. I know we had shared some of that information with you, but we can look at that and say, okay, you look at last year and we had the Balloon Festival and the Jubilee, and then we also had Gus Macker, and it was the same weekend. So we have this crush of people coming into the community, and where do they come from? And you can take a look there on your screen and see, for specifically the Gus Macker and Hot Air Jubilee, we can look and tell you where those people came from. And, it isn't 100% of the people that were here for that, but this is a pretty good synopsis of where this heat map shows you where these people come from. And, if I know that I want to run a special at the Coney Island for a Jackson-style Coney dog, then, maybe I should be geo-targeting something 30 miles north of here because that's where the largest number of people came from. And then the other side of this is we can also tell you, the points of origin for people. So if you look at any of our events last year, and we can take a look at those dates and say, this is where 30-minute drive location comparison. So different events and where those people are from, and how do you make sure you're using those marketing dollars as wisely as possible. And so, what you're going to see is, we send out a couple of different newsletters through the Chamber of Commerce, and you're going to see Experience Jackson sharing this information in advance of some of our major events this year for businesses to be able to, try and pinpoint and target a little bit more with their marketing dollars.
Other organizations that aren't major events, they might have data too as to where their customers come from. Is there a mechanism for the sharing of that?
We haven't gotten that far, but I think the more of that information that we can share with our local businesses, small businesses are, a lot of times it's the owner who's working, if it's, a retailer, they're working the counter, they're working in the store, they don't necessarily always have time to go back and look at all this information. And so if we're able to house that for our members, for the businesses in the community, to help them be successful, we know that that's what draws people to the community.
Yeah, I remember the folks at Grand River Brewery have had these anecdotes about how, certain percentage come in to the restaurant from off the highway, but I think through credit cards, they're able to be very specific about where their people are coming from.
Yeah, and this is really pinging a lot of their cell phone data and towers and things, so you can determine where people's point of origin is. They spend most of their nights in Lansing or Grand Rapids, but during this weekend last year, they were here in Jackson, and we can anticipate that if 20% of those people came from 30 miles north, then some similar percentage is probably going to come for that same event the following year.
And with Experience Jackson, you've got hotel data.
Yeah.
I think we all know that there's a lot of people that come to Michigan or Michigan State for a game, and they stay here.
Yeah, luckily we're so central that it's a nice little drive down the road and not free parking again.
So I guess another reason to join the Chamber.
That's right. There's always a good reason to join the Chamber.
Yeah.
Well, you talked at the annual meeting how you had an increase of membership and also increase of services, and a special focus on Black-owned businesses. What kind of result are you getting? You've targeted with some incentives Black-owned businesses to be part of the Chamber. Is it paying off?
I think we've seen an increase in our businesses. When we ran the numbers last year, and we've just sort of started to ask this question of new members, but we're in the 8% range for our new members. So we're looking to build on that year over year, and we're excited about the opportunity to help Black-owned businesses grow.
Awesome. Well, I promised a second announcement earlier today, Rachel. So you've already given a big announcement about Restaurant Week,
Yes.
but I think you have maybe a hint about something else that's going to happen.
If it's the thing I'm thinking that you're referring to, it has to do with another kind of food, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, you guys, over your time, 23 years here in the Jackson community, have done a great job of highlighting this. But this year, it's a big initiative, especially in our office, to remind people of the food that comes from right here in our own backyard. Jackson, we are claiming it this year, is the birthplace of the coney. So very, very different from the chili dog. Let that be known. That's a big deal.
Yes.
But there really is some great evidence to show that this is the place where that first came together. And the same way with the beef and the onions on top. And that's a picture of internally we call it the chosen coney.
Well, I think this is brilliant and long overdue because there are other places that think they were right.
I was actually at the state capitol for lunch this afternoon and ran into somebody who grew up in Flint, and they pushed back on this, that we were the birthplace of the coney. And at the end of the day, it's on the internet, so it's true.
That's right.
There you
Yes. And we've done a lot of research. I know Brad Flory did a lot of research years ago.
Yes.
Yeah, you're right. It's documented in many places. It's true. And I think we just need to stake the claim, and
It's really the great Coney Dog War of 2024. and when we get to the end of the year, we'd like to have some T-shirts made that are similar to those We Won the Toledo War shirts that you see once in a while,
yeah.
but for Coney dogs.
There
All
it
right.
is.
Good news. More to come. Great to have you both here.
Thank you.
Thanks, Bart.
The experienced Jackson Marketing and Development Manager Rachel Buchanan, and President and CEO of both Experience Jackson and the Chamber, Ryan Tarrant. Wow, speaking